I've been cleaning up around the office because I have many things to do. So I've had some time to clean around the office, and I came across this sticker. Can you see it? It says, "Got Wake." I received this sticker years ago, like literally years ago, while working at the Container Store. And we spoke about Wake so often that as prime timers, people who worked prime time hours, or full timers, or even seasonal staff, we all moved and operated with the idea that everything we did and didn't do impacted somebody else somewhere else. We would even know, but we all were very aware about our impact. And so I want to talk about Wake today. Let's do that. Good afternoon. I am Gwendolyn G.R. Houston Jack. You are watching an edition of HouJack Live Learning. And we are streaming this to LinkedIn. We're also streaming this to YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll love if you would like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell a friend, all the things. Great, there, done. Let's get into it, shall we? So, yeah, this mic, I'm not using this mic. Sometimes I'm just in the office doing some things. And so today I got to thinking about Wake, and here's why it came up. So, it's a new month. Last month I celebrated my birthday, and then I recognized that I spent 25 years working with the Container Store. 25 years. I'm only 50 years old, okay? Half of my life was spent with this one company, which is amazing, okay? So hear me clearly. Dying breed, right? A dying breed. My brother, quick little side note, my brother just celebrated 25 years last month in September, and he's not even 50 yet. He's not even 45. I'm not gonna share how old he is, but you start doing like, wait a minute, how old? Yeah, we are from a different time of work where workers, in my opinion, were appreciated. Businesses understood the value of training an employee, investing in that person's education in the company, and seeing the return on investment over time. 25 years, 8 months to be exact. And I loved my job in retail, loved it. Started out on the sales floor, said, you know what, I think I want to be a sales trainer. Actually, it was called super sales trainer. And then that job went away, but they kept the trainer. And I thought, oh, am I ever going to get a chance to do that? And then ended up doing all the things. I had the chance to create 3 jobs for myself. Yeah. One of them, I actually wrote the whole entire job title and description. We had to meet in the middle on the salary, but yeah. That time is not here anymore. We're in a time where, for some reason, and I'm saying this with as much grace as possible, some business leaders see human labor as just, do we have to have it? Well, yeah, Sherlock, you do. You need to have it. You do. Just in case you didn't know. But I'm gonna come back to that topic. I'm gonna come back to that topic about human labor, because I don't want to talk about that today, but I do want to talk about these business persons. And I'm not going to use the word leaders, because that's giving them too much credit, in my opinion. Because you lead by example, right? And if you are telling the people who work with you, because we don't work for anybody, we work with people, that your labor, your expertise, your skills is just, can be easily replaced. I can get this AI bot to do what you do. What does that say? What does that say? So I come to a place of seeing this sticker, which I've had. I'm probably never going to take the paper off the back of this. I have it on my wall. So every morning when I walk into my home office, I look at this "Got Wake" sticker. And I remind myself of what I have to do for that day and how I'm going to impact the world. So let me tell you about Wake really quick, because you think about Wake, you immediately think of a boat. Okay, there's also the funeral wake, but we're not talking about that wake. But you think about a boat. When you look at the boat and it's moving through the water, it's disturbing the water. So you have this ripple effect. It's a trail from the boat. And that ripple goes and goes and goes and goes. It could be like hours later and you're still seeing that ripple. Now you may not see it because you're already going this way, but people in the past, the birds, the ducks, all the things are feeling this wake. And so when we would talk about wake at the Container Store, we spoke about leaving an impact, like the wake of a boat. That you are disturbing the still water with these ripples. So everything you do and don't do has an impact on those around you, on your environment, where you are. Everything you do and don't do has an impact. You may not see it, because again, you're in the boat, you're doing your thing, you're gone. But hours later, that ripple is impacting somebody or something somewhere. You don't know. So we moved through our career at TCS with the idea of wake. Nowadays, I believe people may say it's like your legacy. What are you known for? But I don't want to put that in the same boat. And here's why I don't. Because wake has an impact, like in that moment. That legacy, I think, kind of comes after, God forbid, you've already left this side of the realm, right? Wake is immediate, in my opinion, because say, for example, and I have a couple of stories of this. I remember when I was a prime timer, I think I had been with the company maybe 6 years at this point. And when I say prime time, it's what people who work part-time were given. But we work during the prime time hours, bringing in mad dollars. So we were given the title prime time because it's when things are going down, okay? And I was just going about my day, doing my things, and I saw some trash on the floor by the store entrance, one of them. Store entrance and the shopping carts. And I knelt down, got the trash, straightened the carts up, and went about my business. Young whippersnapper, college kid, just doing her thing. And so this couple sort of flags me down, like, yes, how can I help you? And he said, are you one of the managers? And I was like, no. Now, we were actually never told to say no, because anybody can be a manager, which is true. We all had the power to do what's right for our customer. And we were all given the power to make decisions in the moment for the business and the customer. So it didn't matter because we all got that same power. So, I didn't say yes at that moment. I said, no, I'm not, but I can help you. What do you need? And he's like, oh, well, I thought you were the manager because you were cleaning up trash and straightening things and you were just walking like, and I was like, oh no, we all do that. Everybody does that. Everybody does that. Every single person in that company operated with the idea that it is up to me to do what's right for this company and the customer in front of me. Every single person. Didn't matter what your payroll term, or I should say code was. Didn't matter how many hours you were in the building. Didn't matter. You were given the keys to the building to take care of your customer. That was it. And so when I think about wake, here I am going about my day, doing what I do. Take care of the store, take care of the business, take care of the customer. And here are two people who I don't know are watching me. Because somebody's always watching you. I mean, we do know that, right? And not like in a surveillance type of way. But they're watching. They're watching your story. Some people say, well, they're watching you build your legacy. Wake has a different impact. And here's where I'm going with this. You know how the boat disturbs that water? Sends ripples. The people who are watching that sends ripples through them too. Because here this couple is, they're thinking, I see all these bodies, but wait, this body, she's got a fast pace on her. She's straightening up the store. She's picking up trash because clearly people don't pick up trash in the store because who does that? It's like she's got to be somebody of importance. She must have some sort of power because of how she's operating in this space. You ever see people do stuff like hold the door for somebody else and say, good morning, thank you, blah, blah, blah. And it makes you, well, depending on your spirit, makes you feel some kind of way. Whenever you see people doing good things, being kind, because I hate to say good and bad, but being kind, you're like, oh, look at that. It's really difficult, depending on your spirit, to operate as if you have not been impacted by that. It is difficult. Second story. I was in New Jersey, Cherry Hill, opening a store, and it was a lot going on. I had 2 microphones on me, and I'm doing registered training, point of sale training, and I've got my 2 mics, and I am a storyteller. These hands, they go to moving. I am a storyteller, doing my thing that Gwendolyn does as an educator who likes to go out and train, who enjoys retail sales, the whole 9 yards. And there were people who were coming up to me saying, oh my God, I hope you're here because I want to take your class. Hear me clearly. We have a team of sales trainers. Whatever person you get is who you get because there are like different tracks depending on the person and what job they're hired for. So we don't know who's going to be your teacher. We don't know. But there were people telling me, I want to take your class. I hope you're still here so I can take your class. And I was like, okay, sure. Because, you know, are my classes full of everything? Yeah, they still are. Because that's the kind of teacher I am. But I'm at the grand opening party and I am chatting with our CEO, Melissa Rife. And the new sales trainer comes up to me because we don't always have every spot filled for a new store. But she comes up to me and says, I want to tell you, it's because of you that I decided to put my name in to be a trainer for this store. I watched you and you inspired me. Now, Melissa, she's like, well, of course, it's Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn does it all the time. She's da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, wait, what? Yeah, she gave me a card that said thank you for inspiring me to become a trainer. We're just out there doing what we do. Everything you do and don't do, it impacts those around you. Every single thing, right? So if you're going to be a jerk to somebody, it's impacting somebody. If you're going to be super kind, it's impacting somebody. If you are showing someone how to truly lead, it's impacting someone. If you are showing someone how to graciously stand up for yourself, combat a bully, all the things, how to give feedback, how to, like all these situations, when you do that, it impacts all the folks around you. Every single one. You may not know it. A lot of times we do not get a chance to hear how we have impacted someone. We don't get a chance to see that. We don't get to. I got lucky that I was in places, in spaces at the right time to have people who have watched me and said, oh, I want to be like that. You rarely get to hear about that. about how you have impacted someone in a positive manner or a negative manner, because sometimes you get that too. I just want to be honest there. When we talk about wake, you would like it to be a positive thing, but it is a disruption. It can be a positive disruption. It can be a negative disruption. It can go either way. Now, where does this come in for what we're doing, right? Because I'm talking to people who are freelancers, creatives, you can say solopreneur, and then I'm talking to people who are also those who are career-minded, but they don't want to work for themselves, because that's not for everybody, right? It's not for everyone. But these leadership skills, these skills on being an individual, growing your communication, growing a certain level of graciousness, leading by example, so developing your leadership skills, that's for everybody. So that's not just so what does that mean for you? You know, if you are a business owner, small, medium, otherwise, think about your wake. How are you impacting your community? How are you impacting the customers you work with? How are you impacting other small business owners? Are you that business owner who's a jerk that folks really don't want to be around? Because that could be you. I don't know. Now, we are not everybody's cup of tea. I am a glass of champagne with confetti and cute little gold sparkles with all the other bubbles. So that's me. But we're not everybody's tea or cup of champagne. Okay? So there is that. There are people who are going to feel the way they feel because they want to feel some kind of way. That's not that. What I'm discussing is when you get up every day, if you are blessed to get up that day, what is the impact that you're going to leave on those around you? So here's another story really quick as I wrap this up when we talk about awake and think about our impact, not just in the immediate moment, but the future. So I'm in New York, I'm walking, doing my thing. I see a pregnant customer, but I got papers in my hand. I'm so determined to put these papers down. I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna go put these papers down. I'm gonna come right back and help this customer. That's my plan. I put them down, I come right back, she's gone. I'm like, ugh. Well, surely somebody helped her, right? Because, you know. So I keep walking and I see this basket of products. I'm like, she didn't buy it? And they were like, buy it? She just returned it. I was like, time out, flag on the play. No. I saw this customer grabbing these items to purchase. She didn't come in here with this. They're like, are you positive? Well, long story short, I go down to the loss prevention team. Turns out she did not walk in with that product, and yes, we did catch her for theft. But in my head, I kept thinking, Gwendolyn, had you stopped in that moment, would she have stolen the product? Would she have done this false return? So on the flip side, we caught her because she had been doing it for like at least 6 months. But on the downside, I thought, oh, maybe I should have stopped earlier. Maybe I could have. The world will never know, as we say with the Tootsie Roll Pop, but yeah, our wake. What are we leaving behind for the next person and how we operate in this world? And the world is feeling kind of funny right now, I'm not gonna lie to you. But you don't have to do what everybody else does. You don't have to follow the latest trend. You don't have to be the company that lays off a lot of people to replace them with AI bots that cannot deliver the same level of customer experience. You don't have to be that company. You could be the company that laid off some people, replaced them with bots, and then hired back twice as many because you realized, I now need these workers in some other area to do some really specialized work. You could be that company. You could be. You don't have to be the business owner that when you get a 1-star review, you want to match energy. You don't have to be that person. You could match the energy, but you could match it with this super high level of graciousness that says, yeah, I get you're feeling some kind of way, but let me tell you how I'm going to handle this, because not only are you going to be impacted, every other person who reads this review is going to be impacted. And I'm going to show some other person, perhaps even you, how you can handle an issue, take care of your customer, and all do it in a gracious manner. That could be you. That could be. I don't know. Could be you. But wake. Everything you do or don't do impacts the world around you. So what wake are you leaving today? You got it? Do you got wake? Yeah. Gwendolyn's wake, I don't even know if I should say I don't know. My wake is something. even though I would say that I've left no impact on people, again, I've been lucky, fortunate enough to know that there are certain things that are still being said in places and spaces. What can I tell you, right? And again, wake is not like legacy. No, that's not. Two different things right there. Two different things. Both, I believe, are equally important, but I believe wake has a more immediate impact than legacy will. So think about how you are showing up in the world. With that, let me do this. Let's talk about some upcoming events. Obviously, we have our work and chill where we like to get together, connect, work on some things, talk about some things. Now we are there every Thursday, 1 to 4. Sometimes I'm not there because, I may be out and about or on vacation or something, but the room is always open. So check out that. There is a link on the Luma calendar. And speaking of the Luma calendar, we have a host of classes coming up from October to November and starting again in January, where we're talking about success, we're talking about pricing, we're talking about budgeting. We're doing all the things to get ready for a robust 2026 and beyond. Here is the deal. These classes, they're not meant to be a one and done. They are meant to get you on track, to get you set up for success so that you can get things together. So if you are not subscribed to the Luma calendar, then do that, because you're going to always see what's happening and what's going down by looking at the calendar. And then lastly, if you haven't already, I'm going to invite you to subscribe to the Intentional Creator, where, I'm going to share a couple of tips. It could be about selling. It could be about leadership. It could be about business in general, any sort of trend overall in regards to technology. All of that is in the Intentional Creator. It only comes out once a month. I am all about organization. I am not about filling your email inbox, if I must say so, with all kinds of hustle and fuss. That is not it. It's not where I thrive. Leave an organization, right? Plus, for some of this stuff, you really think about it, you need time to actually put it into action. And that doesn't happen week after week. It just isn't. So that's not my thing. So sign up for that as well if you wish to do so. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down. We're gonna come back with another episode of HouJack DMS Live Learning. I don't know. I may want to talk about pricing, or I may want to talk about preparing for 2026. It's a toss-up. At the end of the day, you will see the title, then you'll know what the topic is. Until then, I'll see you all next time.